See shadow, it's all I know. Tell me now, where did you go? I lost the light, looking your eyes. How come you don't let it shine? I see shadow, it's all I know. Tell me now, where did you go? Tell me now, where did you go?
Water signs, and welcome to your this was supposed to be your new moon in Gemini reading, but I only did the earth signs and then got too tired, so I decided to do everyone else for a week because I didn't feel it was fair that I just did earth sign reading. I'm Princess India. Welcome to my channel if you're new. If you're family, welcome back, my friend. Till the end, water sign, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio and whatnot, or whatever. So, what I am doing, and I'm sure you've probably watched other people, because I did air signs already, and of course I did earth first. So, since the new moon is over, and we are probably somewhere in the waning Gibeus or something. I don't know. I think the moon is in Leo now. I don't even know. But anywho, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the week ahead for you guys. And I'm doing this on the 6th, but I'm going to do it for the 7th through the 14th. So you guys have a full week. So what is that, Friday to Friday? But I'm recording this on the 6th. Since it's the end of the day, you know, so we'll include it for tomorrow through the 14th. But I'm going to pick an overall energy for all of the water signs. And then we're going to start with Cancer, go into Pisces, and then Scorpio. And I'm going to go ahead and timestamp this. And of course, let me know in the comments if you guys dig this. If this is something that you like, I'll keep it up. If not, it'll go into the archives like the Earth sign reading almost did. So we're going to get an overall energy for the week for all water signs, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' individual cards and see what you guys are going to be enduring this week. So let me get one card for water signs. Please spit it. All right. Oh. Well, I don't know. Okay, these cards are doing some funny things. Anything now? Okay. It's like they're faking me out, man. Whoa, there we go. All right, so what a good card. Self-love. Oh my gosh. 41. 4 plus 1 is 5. That's a major shift or change, and we can also look at it as the number of grace. So for this week, the main focus for our water signs is going to be self-love. So let's see. It says, we always try to think so highly of the ones we love. We even give strangers the benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to self-love, many of us fall woefully short. To love oneself is to accept imperfection, embrace learning, and battle through the all-consuming fires of self-doubt in order to find the energetic balance inside of each of us. Be aware of the small, insidious voice that perhaps repeats the negative self-assessment you had as a child. Maybe an ex-lover or friend put a label on you that you've accepted. These self-judgments have no place in a whole, healthy relationship that is vital to have with yourself. It's only when you find your love for yourself that you can sincerely offer love to others. Couldn't have said that better myself, goddamn. Whew, I love this deck. This is actually the first oracle deck that I ever got. It's the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. I really love these because they have really great healing messages in them. But I honestly feel that that's no better message to get, because when we talk about mirroring our inner experience with our outer experience, it's always going to mirror the relationship that it is that we have with ourselves, right? So I'm starting with Cancer. So we cannot, give people what it is that we're not giving ourselves. I always say, I liken it to money because I'm a Taurus. So I always say that why self-love is so vital and why it's something that can't be escaped. And there's literally no way to truly be in a loving relationship lest we love ourselves first. Because if you ask me to borrow $20 and I only have $1 in my account, as much as I would love to give you $20, I just can't give you what it is that I don't have. You know what I'm saying? And the self does not allow overdrafts. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, we're going to go right into Cancer. We're going to pull a clarifying overall energy for this self-love card to take a gander at in reference to what this could be related. And then we're going to see what's happening for the week and go on to the rest of the signs. So what is it that Cancer needs to know, Spirit? Hi, Cancers. What's yam? Let's see. Whoa. How many cards is that? 2? Sorry about that, Cancers. My pawpaw called. He needed help selecting batteries. He's 86. Had to be a good little grandkid there. But anyway, like I was saying. So talking about this King of Cups in the reverse and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm not really sure where the heck I left off, so forgive me if I repeat myself now. But the thing that I'm sensing from this is like a mirrored kind of effect. So the most important thing to note here is taking into account what it is that we talked about in the self-love card, which is, the overall energy for all water signs. But it's taking into effect how a lot of times in life when we experience things, our external experiences or the people that we're connecting with are mirroring inner states. And the reason why Spirit allows us to cross paths with people as such, or to encounter experiences and circumstances as such, is for the sole purpose of us being able to garner from these experiences how we're reflecting this. Now, let me make this make a little bit more sense here. So this would be hypothetically, if a person came into your life, the King of Cups in reverse is way worse than this because they have a tendency to be emotionally manipulative, right? But let's just say that they're emotionally unavailable, right? So if and Spirit is giving me a scenario for a person who's emotionally abusive. So should I just go with that one? Okay, let's go with that one. So if you were to date someone who is emotionally abusive, right? If we were to take some time, self-reflect and be honest with ourselves, right? If we were to scan our thoughts, how this person speaks to us would not be much different than how we speak to ourselves in our head. Right? So it's in no way condoning how the person treated you. It's not saying that the way that the person treated you was correct. It's not saying that you deserve it because of the way that your internal voice is. It's just that attention may have never been called to the fact that you verbally abuse yourself in your head. Had you not encountered a person as such, and trust me, please, I'm saying this hypothetically, scenario-wise, so please don't take what I'm saying as we need to be in abusive relationships in order to learn lessons, because that's totally a free will thing. You feel what I'm saying? But just saying this illustratively, right? So the whole thing with this is how we can garner lessons from the type of people that we've encountered. That may be an epiphany that we never had, because granted, every single thing that we encounter in our life via our free will, Spirit is always going to make good on even what would seem like a bad choice or a mistake, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. During this week, it's going to be important to reflect, and it doesn't just have to be the most recent, romantic situation, although what I do see in this, if we're talking about male Cancers, I do see that this could be a divorce. This could be the breakdown of a family, the breakdown of a couple that has kids. This can be child support. It could be money troubles in people who are in a couple. This could be fighting over money with, a family member that's a jerkwad. You know what I'm saying? And for Cancer females, this could be leaving a relationship with someone you have kids with that's emotionally manipulative, or someone who is extremely depressed or emotionally unstable. You know what I mean? Someone who's kind of two-faced, talks out of both sides of their neck. You know what I'm saying? This could even be related to business where something like this happens. Like the King of Cups reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this could be a bad business deal. It could be, getting into a contract with somebody who's like a snake oil salesman. You know what I'm saying? And getting screwed financially. But the important thing to note here is, as you're recovering from this situation, right, is to hone in on your self-love in order to recover from the situation. Yet there's very valuable intel that is hidden within this experience, and it's intricately related into something that's very important for Cancer male and females to learn about themselves, or to grasp about themselves in relation to people, in relation to relationships and things of the sort that they've been in up to this point, and seeing where there's like a deficit. You know what I mean? Because kind of like what this card was saying, it's like, and I can't remember if I said this or not, or if I just thought it, but I think I did say this. But like the whole thing of like the money that, you have in your account, you can't give something that you aren't already giving yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to make yourself a priority. And even I can say this can go as far back as even childhood wounds. You know what I'm saying? If this was a emotionally abusive father figure, and seeing like just how much having an experience like that as a kid greatly affected your self-concept and how you see yourself, and seeing how that's affecting how you're showing up in life by, creating self-imposed glass ceilings. You know what I mean? Maybe someone told you that, you weren't good enough. And like the card was saying, you internalize that voice. So this week it's going to be attention that's brought to that for Cancers, whether male or female. So we're going to go ahead and jump in to you guys' cards for the week and see what is going on here. Okay, I think I need more room. All right, let's see hither if I can turn the cards over. First card that we have is the Nine of Swords, challenged by the Wheel of Fortune. So here's the thing. A lot of what it is you guys are dealing with thought-wise, all of this stuff is coming to the surface for a reason. And I feel like this overall energy that we have here is the why. Okay, so this is kind of like the root influence of why it is that you guys are experiencing what it is that you're experiencing in a thought space. So it's more or less, I don't want to be super extra and say mental torment, but I feel like you guys are being really hard on yourself. And this may be something that you do so often that you may not be aware of it. But whether you are or you aren't, the thing I would task you with, The thing I would task you with this week is to take notice. And it's usually, I find, when the sun goes down for some strange reason, that those thoughts start to come up. But I would task you guys with this week is to think about what you're thinking about. Pay more attention than usual to your thought space. What are you thinking? You know what I mean? What's going through your mind? Because a lot of times our thought space is kind of on autopilot, so we don't really think about what we're thinking about, right? But the challenge in all of this is the Wheel of Fortune, which is pretty much like, we can look at this as divine intervention if we want to look at it kind of lofty minded, but to kind of deduce it down into a 3D sense, this is really you guys taking the wheel and taking control of your life via your thought space, right? Because as I always say, one of my clients always says, thoughts are things. How we think about stuff changes how we're perceiving things, right? So it's important this week to pay close attention to what you're thinking about and how, right? Because, and this is so ironic that this card comes up, because yesterday, I don't know what I was doing. I was grocery shopping or something. And I think about the 10 of Swords, right? And I never looked at it like this, but it's like I see the 10 of Swords, and one way to interpret is you can look at it as like being stabbed in the back or being betrayed. But what Spirit said to me was betraying the self, right? So the 10 of Swords being a means in which we stab ourselves in the back. The 10 of Swords being an illustration of how we are our own worst enemy. How? Because of our thought space. It's not someone else who came along and stuck swords in our back that, did overkill. We did it to ourselves by our thoughts, right? So that's self-betrayal. You know what I'm saying? And, that's one of those good old colloquialisms where they talk about, like, how we are our own worst enemy and so on and so forth. And it wasn't until yesterday that became very clear to me. And that's the thing that I'm thinking about now. A lot of times when we hit that space where we're down and out and we're overkilled, it has less to do with the experience itself. And this also, the thing Spirit is saying now, is unforgiveness. So if we look at this from a very, like a religious mindset, right? And you think about forgiveness in the sense of like God forgiving humans, right? When we do something and we ask for forgiveness, now I don't want to use humans as an example because we be saying we forgive people and then we don't be acting that out. But let's just say hypothetically with our, religious idealization here. When we ask God for forgiveness, God forgives us instantaneously the moment that we ask for it. And it's thrown into the sea of forgetfulness. So we're not punished for it anymore. So speaking with laws of karma, there's one consequence for one doing, causality, cause and effect, right? But what we have a tendency to do with our thoughts is overkill ourselves because we make one mistake. And even though God would forgive you, we continuously keep beating ourselves up over something that we've already paid the price for. So it could be something that happened 10, 20 years ago, but still today in our thought space is if it happened 5 minutes ago. You know what I mean? So the whole thing with the Wheel of Fortune being here, the challenge this week is for you to regain control over your thought space, for you to gain dominion over your thoughts. So you're no longer betraying yourself by how you're thinking about things, right? Now, past influence, we have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, which is really good because it's a sense of release, right? So this, to me, what you guys are dealing with here with your thought space, is more or less releasing the situation, releasing the circumstance, freeing yourself from this circumstance. And now we're dealing with residual energy. So once again, this is confirming for me with the self-love card and this 10 of Pentacles and the King of Cups in reverse of how this situation here with these two cards isn't necessarily happening anymore. This happened already, right? Whether it's far past or recent past, but the solution to it is self-love, right? So what's influencing all of this? We have the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, I'm going to clarify this because this could either be, that's very interesting. You guys wanting to make amends or someone wanting to make amends with you, but I'm feeling it more along the lines of you guys wanting to make amends or send a message to someone. Oh, and then the above energy, we have the High Priestess. So it's needing to listen to your intuition. So here's the thing. I don't even need to clarify that. The thing is, before you guys move forward on whatever it is that you're attempting to move forward on, and this is feeling similar to me, I don't know how Libra is just everywhere, but it's more or less a new cycle where how you've approached things prior to this point and what the issue has been nullifying your intuition. So not only is it the way that one is thinking about things, it's the fact that in all of this thinking, One's intuition isn't being considered in one's doings. So it's almost a negative self-concept taking dominion over the truth of who you are on a soul level. It's your ego that's saying you are your past, you are your pain, you are your experiences, you are everything that you've been through. You're not good enough, you can't have this, you can't be with this person, you can't achieve this. And it's allowing those old mindsets and false core beliefs to have dominion over the truth of who you are. So when it comes to you guys moving forward, and this does not have to just be a romantic kind of offer that we're talking about here. It's just you guys moving forward and investing your energy into something or anything or someone. It's a reluctance to do so. It's a reluctance to plant that seed to cultivate this new life because we're not listening to the truth of who it is we really are, right? So the challenge this week is to overcome that. That's why it is that self-love is so important this week. And I wouldn't even say this week, I would say for the rest of your life. If we would talk about religions, the only religion that I think is the most important to practice would be love, right? Starting with the church of numero uno, that of which being you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel like is the lesson that's being learned. That's more or less the theme of you guys' existence from this point forward, is changing the way that you've been showing up in life and finally seeing the truth of who you are, because you guys are desiring something. You're wanting to move towards something, but it's a slow movement and a reluctance to move towards it, to put your egg in the proverbial basket, because it's a great deal of self-doubt that's telling you things about yourself that aren't true. So even though you guys have physically released whatever this 10 of Pentacles and this King of Cups in reverse represent, it's still with you in thought space, right? So the challenge is for us to release that. And beautiful, we have the Strength reverse going forward. The Strength reverse to me represents a need for self-love. This is exactly what I just described. This is when ego has dominion over the higher self. With us applying self-love and making this like our life ritual, so to speak, we can turn the Strength card upright. You feel what I'm saying? So that we're administering self-love, we're silencing the beast, and we're gaining control and dominion over our lives, right? Now, as far as what I'm seeing as far as other people that are concerned, the only thing that I could see here, of course, there could be a Leo person that's involved, a Pisces person that could potentially be involved, or a person with Leo and Pisces in their chart. You know what I'm saying? So if this is relationship oriented, I would see that potentially. It would be a person that's in you guys' life, or a person you're considering leaving behind, or a person that you've left behind, right? But in the extended, I'm gonna look at it because, you know, I don't feel it's not me to say, you know, who you should or should not be concerned about. But I'm going to take a gander at that person in the extended that's coming up. And then I'm going to look into any additional information, solution oriented, to assist you guys in your decisions going forward in reference to applying self-love to your life, and seeing any other energies of helpful people that may be coming in and how that can be of service to you guys going forward. So now we're going to go into Pisces, and I cannot timestamp because I had a whole video before this one. No, what time I stopped that one at. All right, let's go into Pisces. That was heavy, Cancer, but beautiful nonetheless. That's the theme for you guys. The overall theme for all water signs is most certainly being acted out for you guys this week. Okay, so Pisces, let's see what's going on with my Pisces people. Spirit, what do Pisces need to know? Whoa, 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 wow, wow. Okay. So overall energy for Pisces, clarifying our good old self-love card. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse, which is awesome. I like that. You guys are on the path to self-love, ladies and gentlemen. So I feel like you guys were grieving over something in the past. You guys felt stuck between two worlds in the recent past, right? But I feel like you guys are tuning to this energy of self-love, making necessary changes, no longer crying over spilled milk or things that have gone awry in the past, and making yourself a priority, really fixating on your own unification and healing within, right? Why is Spirit showing me this deck? Okay, so y'all get another card. Y'all must have did something right. That's interesting. So Spirit wants me to pull another card for y'all. But like I was saying, focusing on the unification within yourselves, right? So things that have not gone in your favor in days, weeks, years gone by. This week, I feel like you guys, I don't feel like this week you guys just started it. It's maybe prior to this. I feel like it's more or less, this is in an emotional state. You guys are gaining control over your emotions, right? So whether you were aware of it or not, what I'm really feeling is that you guys made yourself a priority in all of this. And we're about to find out what else in Spirit is showing me this deck. What else does Pisces need to know, Spirit? Well, apparently 2 things. And with the names that Princess can't say. Thecla? I don't know, y'all. I'm from New Orleans. The prophetess of true power. I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. Well, goddamn, if that ain't the truth. Next, we have Sarah Lacali. Y'all better not be laughing at me. Queen of the Outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I will always be. In love. Take it with you, dag nabbit son of a gun. Yes, Pisces, this is very true. You guys definitely have stepped into your power. You've taken your power back from other people. So if it's self-concept stuff or false core belief stuff, it's you guys kind of drawing energy that I feel was once spread into places that were energetically dead. It's calling all of that back into yourself, which is giving you a sense of power because you guys are going through a self-integration process. And of course, you know, your personal evolution and ascension, right? And I feel with the second card, it's more or less like, I feel this very calling oriented, you know? And keeping in mind that kind of what I joked about with Cancer, I don't know if you watch Cancer, but I talked about like starting your own religion of love and being the church of numero uno, you know? This speaks to me of the temple within, of you being your own rock, of you being your own anchor. And why is it making me think of Jesus right now? What he told Peter, upon this rock I build my church. That rock would be you. So that's more or less a statement you're saying to yourself. Upon this rock, this foundation of who I am, the beauty of who I am, the truth of who I am, the power of who I am, I build my proverbial church, or the honoring of myself, right? The system of me honoring myself, the system of me making myself and my feelings, my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, all a priority, right? So it's like the ultimate revolutionary act of loving one's self, right? So let's see what's going on with you guys for the week. Should have known water signs readings was going to get extra deep. It's quite interesting. All right, let's see. I have trouble picking up these cards. Ooh, we have the Judgment card. That's what I'm talking about. Ascending to a higher state of being. You know what I'm saying? Ascending, leaving your old life behind, getting into alignment, aligning with your truth, your authentic truth. the authentic reflection of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the whole picture. And I think it's so funny. I had a dream about the flag on the judgment card. It was me and some of my friends, and it was a whole thing. But it's super deep. We just actually talked about this earlier. But it's more or less the trumpet is sounding, and it's calling you out of this deadened former state of oneself this week. That's the main focus. So with you guys, much like Cancer, I feel like you guys are the main focus this week, like you being your own focus. That's challenged by the 10 of Wands. So it's any residual energy or burdens that you feel from this past experience you guys have had. Because I really feel like this is a change of, we could say, fortune, a change of fate, a change of destiny, a change of energy, a new season. It's a myriad of different ways that we could say this, but it's really you guys walking into, like, coming over this threshold of this new energy. But of course, when things happen for us energetically, it takes a little minute for them to manifest with us physically. But I feel like there's some burdens that you guys, residual burdens you guys are still carrying. The challenge this week is going to be to overcome said burdens, right? Now, what got us here, we have the 9 of Cups. Oh, this is interesting. I feel like you guys were inspired by something or someone. So this, to me, it's not a mindset. It's an, I don't even want to say attachment. That's how I'm like, I'm not saying that y'all have an attachment, but that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Like, if you were to think about the 4 of Pentacles and how he has this dark, like, cloak over him, like that's an energetic cloak. It's like I feel this burden to overcome is something energetic. So it's more in alignment to me with allowing. You know what I'm saying? It's like a sense of surrender. Like you don't have to fight anymore. You don't have to push anymore. Now is your time, and you can claim that, accept that, and allow yourself to align with it and vibe with it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel something recently, like last week, I'm thinking about somebody that I know. I know what that is for them. This is funny. Something recently within like the last week, and I mean, it could be any form of wish fulfillment. It's something that was almost like a taste of this new energy you guys are stepping into that you got to experience last week or within the last 2 weeks, almost borderlining on a dream come true, wish come true, something you may not have ever thought would manifest. I feel like that has recently happened, and it's inspired you a great deal. But even though Spirit is on the back end calling you out, and this was more or less a sign or a symbol that a cycle that you guys have been in is over and things are shifting, it's still this cumbersome burden that I feel is very much related to past experiences. So it's almost waiting for the shoe to drop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being scared, being afraid to that, you know, something's gonna pop your bubble almost. So the challenge is going to be releasing that energy that's kind of looming, because I feel like it's kind of coming like worst case scenario fears, and it's kind of trying to block those out. But what I really feel is things like with the Judgment card being here, things have most certainly shifted for you guys. You just have to allow yourself to believe it. Now, your underlying influence is the Page of Swords. And with this energy, I don't really feel it as like, you know, this is going to be a funny way of saying it. I was about to say, I don't feel like a stalkerish energy, but Spirit said stalking your past. So it's not a person. You guys are keeping a watchful eye and remaining on guard from your past experiences. So it's past letdown. So I'm seeing these two together. And with this being your challenge, this is what you guys are overcoming this week. So you guys are focused on the past. You're looking past the good that has happened. So you're looking past this to whatever it is that happened back here. I'm here to tell you that there's no need to fret, right? because things are shifting and things are changing. For your wishes to be fulfilled, you guys clearly have done the work. For the Judgment card to be here, you guys have done the work. Because when the Judgment card comes through, you cannot get called out of a situation lest you are in alignment with that frequency that's drawing you out. You feel what I'm saying? So it's more or less giving yourself some credit, allowing yourself to relax. You don't have to fight anymore, Pisces, is what I really want to say, okay? Overall energy, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. And that's exactly what I'm saying. The thing that is in opposition to you guys, I just want y'all to see this, first of all. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to see that little page holding a little sword. Sword is in reverse in your above energy and your thought space. So it's thinking about things in an unclear manner. And this feels like a little chastisement here. This is one of those circumstances, and yet again, I don't know what kind of connection Libra has with everyone, but this is a theme I picked up in Libra's reading. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you ask for something and you get it, it's not saying that you're not sure that you want it like it was with Libra. It's the fact that you have a sign that what you wanted is coming to pass, and you don't believe truth when it's staring you in the face. What you wanted was granted, right? Spirit is in support to the shift, but it's almost that false core belief that's coming up. And Spirit is saying, not good enough. I don't deserve this. That's where we're coming back to our self-love. So it's more or less, we're overcoming residual energy that's intricately related again to our thought space. Because the most important thing to note here is, despite whatever miraculous or borderlining on the miraculous event that has occurred, like I said with Cancer, it's allowing your thought space to, in past experience, to gain dominion over something that you've experienced, seen, touched, smelled, felt. I'm from New Orleans, leave me alone. Anyway, so aside from something that you've experienced in real life, you're allowing thoughts and experiences from the past to have dominion over your present experience. That's where the 10 of Wands burdening energy is coming from. And that's not fair to yourself, right? It's more or less releasing the burden of your past, releasing the burden of your experience, because you deserve it. Good things can happen. Good things are happening. The other shoe is not going to drop. No one's going to pull the rug from under you. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to enjoy your experience. Give yourself that gift this week, Pisces. So moving forward, what are the freaking odds? We have the Strength card. That is weird. So yes, you guys are most definitely stepping into self-love. So I'm not concerned. You guys are going to gain dominion over this. This is residual energy that you guys are working through. So what you want to do is tell your thoughts to shut the F up. Things are different now. Dag nabbit, son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we're going to move on over to Scorpio. So in the event, in our extended, what we're going to look at for Pisces, we can look at a person. I'll probably do it two different ways. So this is either like a person that recently came in, right? So I'm probably going to do it overall and looking at a person that recently came in, or a person that may be recently coming in, because I kind of feel this in the sense of it's either going to be a reconciliation, or this is going to be a new person that you guys have encountered that you are intrigued about, or this is someone that's going to be coming in. And this entire quest you guys have been through, that's funny. The entire quest that you guys have been through up to this point is preparation to align you with a relationship that's more beneficial for you from my single people, okay? So I'm gonna look at both of those in the extended. If you're interested, follow me over there. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, on to my Scorpios. anything that Scorpios need to know for the week, please, Spirit, and what's not, or whatever. Scorpio. Come on. The Lovers peeked out at me. That's interesting. Why my cards acting like that? Stop being like that. Y'all at work. Stop slacking. Scorpio. 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 I'm going to stop saying that. I'm pretty sure that I'm getting on your nerves. All right, let's see. Overall energy for Scorpio. We have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like something's not working out. Something that you guys desired to work out, or something you were hoping was working out, isn't working. This could be the loss of a job, the loss of a friend group, feeling like you're bearing the burden alone. And this could be in relation to work. Like, you know, if you're working on a project with a bunch of people and you're kind of the only person that's working. But the main thing that I feel, it feels almost to me like a rejection or a being passed up, or just not being on one accord with a person or a group of people, just kind of feeling like the odd person out. And more or less the healing self to the experience with this is to remind yourself of your self-love. You know what I mean? It's like whenever we are, I don't want to say out of alignment, and I don't want to necessarily say rejected either. Because I feel like if I were to say rejected is more of an internal action, I want to say this in the sense of if you feel excluded, that would be a better word. If you feel like excluded with, you know, at work or with a friend group, or, you know, maybe even from a person that you're dating and their family, like feeling like the odd person out, it's to not allow that to affect how it is that you think about yourself, right? Because, you know, everyone is different. And we don't necessarily mesh or gel with everyone. And in the event that there's a group of people that have excluded you, or if there's a person who blatantly rejected you, that's not to say that you were not enough. It's not to say that you're wrong. It's not to say that something is wrong with you or you should be different than you are. It's like that's just not your tribe. They're just not your vibe, right? So it's not wanting to, self-love prevents us from feeling as if we need to alter who we are in order to fit in with certain people. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I'm trying to get out here. So don't allow not feeling accepted or not feeling in alignment with a certain group of people, or things not working out in a more systemic manner with a person or group of people to affect how it is that you perceive yourself, right? Because that in essence would be putting their value of you as a higher authority than your value over you. And you never want to have another person's opinion of you to outweigh your own opinion and value, if that makes sense, or in weight. I hope I said that right. I hope that makes sense, Scorpio. All right, so let's see. For the week for my Scorpio people, first card we have, if Princess could pick it up, we have the Fool card. It's a new beginning. The challenge is going to be moving forward, my guys. It's moving forward from situations that weren't in alignment with you, man. I feel like you're leaving a situation or a time in your life where things were very topsy-turvy. They were very just turbulent and chaotic and unstable, and just being unsure and not really knowing what's going to hit you next. So I feel like you guys are being offered an opportunity this week to get the hell out of Dodge, right? But I feel like the energy is coming spiritually to open up this new, and man, these, now here's the thing where I feel like spirit is so freaking amazing. my intention was to do these for the new moon, but being privy to what this energy shift that has occurred with this Gemini new moon is supposed to do and is currently doing, I think it's so amazingly magnanimous that each and every one of these readings is still following the theme of the new moon, even though we've passed that energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's less about being fixated on, you know, that specific time frame and releasing. It's like I'm seeing, you know, by proxy, I'm seeing the new energy portals for all of the signs that I've done so far. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing the same thing for you guys. It's a lot of moving on, letting go, releasing, surrendering, confronting, you know, false ideals about the self, inner battles, all that good stuff. And I'm seeing the same thing for you guys, but I feel the challenge for Scorpios is your thought space yet again. And that's been a major theme too, is seeing that a lot of the influence in our experiences has to do with our thoughts. And with Scorpio, it's no different. So the energy is here for you guys to start a whole new life, clean slate. But the challenge is going to be, even though you're moving away from tumultuous times, it's to keep in mind that wherever you go, there you are, right? So if you move to a whole nother country, start a whole new job, change your name, whatever, you know what I'm saying? If your thoughts don't change, then wherever you go, there you are. Meaning, whatever experience you left behind you will replicate itself where you are, because it's not about where we go that shifts our experience. It's about where we go. You see what I mean? Now, past influences that got us here, we have the 9 of Wands. So I feel like in the past, you guys, you had to fight a lot to stay afloat, whether that's financially, whether that's emotionally. It's almost as if you guys literally were in a state of existence where it was a constant fight just to survive, just to keep your head above water, to stand up for your truth, to stand up for what it is that you believed in, right? So rightfully so, I do feel an energy of you guys being a tad bit tuckered out, but it's like keep pressing forward, because what it is that you guys have been fighting for is now here. It's just the most important message to note here, like I said a few seconds ago, is paying close attention to your thought space, right? Looking back and seeing how that's affected your experiences, or how that's influenced your experiences, or how you're showing up, or how you're dealing with people. Prime example would be our overall energy, which is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse with our self-love card. It's like with this situation, if you were excluded, it's, did I take that exclusion like we really just don't vibe as a rejection? Right? And that's the reason why I felt like the need to keep those separate. It's, you know, we don't have anything in common does not mean that you're not good enough and you're rejected and you can't sit with us. You know what I'm saying? So all of that is influenced by our perception and how we're thinking about things. And that's going to be the most important thing that Spirit is going to be bringing up to you guys this week, right? Now, our underlying influence, we have the 7 of Cups and our above energy. We have the 2 of Cups. Interesting. Are we moving towards love, Scorpio? I wonder. Do you have lots of options? Okay, I'm not going to go there. So realistically, the underlying influence here is being unsure, right? It's more, well, this is a term, like death by options. Being imprisoned by having too much freedom, in a sense. So it's almost like the slate is so clean. It's like I could do anything, but it's not knowing what the one thing I should do should be, right? But the thing that I'm feeling is most important here is aligning with the self, right? Which goes back to our overall energy. Who are you? Where are you? What do you want? What's in your highest good, right? Because with this 2 of Cups energy, of course, this could mean aligning with your people, aligning with your tribe, or aligning with your person, right? And that's why it would be so important to take care of this thought space and to take advantage of these new opportunities that you have. But at the same time, whether this is with my throat, whether this is with a person, right? People, or if this is just the alchemical integration within oneself, right? Like the marriage of one's divine masculine and feminine principles and energy within, which I would most certainly suggest, because that's how you manifest and draw the right things in. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I feel like it's a lot of different options of what could be that's keeping you guys at bay right now. I still also feel like this is a tad bit of residual energy because it's kind of pinging on this 9 of Wands for me. It's a little bit of fears, trying to make sure I don't screw this up. I don't want to make a mistake. I want to make the right choice. The thing that I can tell you is what your above energy is, the 2 of Cups, what vibes with you. You know what I'm saying? Don't make a decision based on what looks best to your friends, what looks best to your family, what looks really good on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? This cup, the one that's hidden, it looks hidden, but how I see this card is if you look through your spiritual eye, what's there is not, it's not hidden. Like you could see what that is. And that's your spiritual truth. Whatever it is that makes you feel balanced, whatever it is that makes you feel in alignment, whatever it is that brings that highest vibration of joy and self-love and peace and contentment and makes you look forward to the future. All of those things exist within the cup that is hidden, right? Everything else are the trappings of the world, proverbially speaking, or our ego, right? Things that look nice, things that feel nice. You know what I mean? Things that'll make other people think things about us. But I feel what's most important here is to take some time out this week to really tune into yourself. And even though this energy is here for you guys to move forward, I feel don't jump too quickly. Give yourself time to get very clear. Sit in the confusion. You know what I mean? The more that you think about something and you try, like, what is it? What you resist persists. So it's getting comfortable with being confused, right? Allow yourself to be confused. Stop trying to search for the answer. Ask for your angels, your guides, or spirit to help you see the truth of what's best for you. And I feel out of the dust rises whatever this is, whatever this represents for you, whether it's people, person, thing, what have you, right? Whatever your own personal truth is. Oh, now moving forward, we have the freaking 6 of Cups, Scorpio. I'm making creepy faces. It's my happy creepy faces. We have the freaking 6 of Cups. Oh my gosh. So for some of you guys, I feel like it's reminiscing. First and foremost, I want to say it's reminiscing about a simpler time in life, a time in your life when you were happier, your childhood, maybe a relationship from your childhood. It's one of those feel-good joy energies. Of course, many say that this is the soulmate card. And this time around, I will say that, right? Because I feel like this is a transitional phase for you guys. And I'm going to show you how it is that I'm seeing this in my eye. It's a lot of emotion going on here, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is the process you guys are going through. It's just like, I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly the smoke clears. And there they are. And suddenly the simple, sweet love and romance just comes upon you. Love. Okay, I'm going to stop being extra. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be very clear to you guys. And like I say, this can be a person. I will say it's a person because we have the 2 of Cups and the 6 of Cups here, right? So this is either going to be a person that's from your past, like a love connection from your past. This could be someone that you dated or not. This could be someone you had a crush on in kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be someone that you were just interested in, that you met, that you just felt this instantaneous connection and vibe with, right? This could be the rekindling of a current relationship, right? And you guys being on this journey together. You know what I mean? And this can also be a new soulmate like partnership that's coming into your life. And I feel all of this is happening because, like I said, this has a lot to do with self-love, helping you better align with your people. Because I feel like in the past, when you guys may not have been practicing self-love, right? Or denying yourself of that, you were aligning with people who really were not for your highest good. Like, they were not your people. But I feel like after all you guys have been through, you're now reflecting the truth that exists within you out into the world. And thus, these people who are more in alignment with you can now recognize your life. And whether it's person or people or job or stuff or whatever, these are the things that are going to begin gravitating towards you guys. So that's why this week it's so important to align with your truth so that you can reflect your truth, be your truth, live your truth, speak your truth, so your tribe knows that you're one of them, or your person knows that you them. You feel me? But anyway, that's been your reading, Scorpio. So for you guys, we're going to go over to the Lurkers Lounge and look at this person. Whether it's a current person or a new person, now I want to know because I'm nosy, and that's so damn cute. And I'm so happy for you guys, all this self-love of the water signs and stuff. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little ditty. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you guys want me to keep this up, let me know. You know what I'm saying? One way or the other. But I love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later.
Energy, about to get in and fuck up the industry.